guys, what's going on? It's MassiveJoes RAW review, and I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com. Awesome raw review for the viewers at home today on an all-new powerlifting, strength-based training focused pre-workout supplement from our good friends down at Westside Barbell. It is, of course, Westside Strong in the house. Let's get straight into it, show you guys exactly what's in it, tell you exactly what it's going to do. That nutritional information panel ain't gonna get it done. We're about to go balls deep in this here Westside Strong pre-workout. Luckily got ourselves a big ass nutritional information for the viewers at home. Dilip, go ahead and cut up that panel on the screen so the viewers have got a nice stable copy they can look at. Starting from the top, got yourself serving size, 1 scoop, 9.9 grams. Got yourself about 30 of them 1 scoop, 9.9 gram bitches in one of these 30 serve Westside Strong bitches. In terms of what the 9.9 gram scoop, the 30 of the 9.9 gram scoops is made up of. Luckily, fortunately, as with all of Westside Barbell's performance supplements, complete disclosure on the nutritional information panel, which means we can do a quick summation, add up all of the active ingredients, and quickly discover we're talking about 8.52 grams of actives in a 9.9 gram scoop, meaning just 14% artificial colors, flavors, and sweeteners, which is spectacular for a pre-workout supplement. Moving right along, now let's get into the actives, viewers at home, starting from the top with Citrulline Malate, the 2-to-1 ratio of citrulline to malic acid bonded in citrulline in the form of citrulline malate, 4,000 milligrams. If we break that down, we're talking about 2.7 grams of citrulline, 1.3 grams of malic acid. Viewers at home who are unaware, citrulline and citrulline malate in that form is a nitric oxide booster, going to boost nitric oxide levels, improve efficiency of blood flow, improve muscle pumps, improve nutrient delivery through the bloodstream to working muscles. Unfortunately, the clinical dose of citrulline malate is at least 6,000 milligrams. So we're talking about an underdosed amount in this here Westside Strong. Moving right along, we then get into beta-alanine, 2,000 milligrams. Beta-alanine, the most proven anti-muscular fatigue ingredient we have seen thus far. Gonna help reduce fatigue toxins, help you train harder for longer. 2,000 milligrams, for viewers at home who are aware, would know the clinical dose for beta-alanine is 3,000 milligrams, or technically it's 3,200, 3.2 grams. So 2,000 milligrams, similar to the citrulline malate, is in fact underdosed. Moving right along, we're sticking with the anti-fatigue theme, and we're moving into taurine, a 2,000 milligram dose of taurine. That's going to work really well in conjunction with beta-alanine to increase muscular endurance in particular. And taurine also works well with caffeine to help with central nervous system stimulation as well. Taurine in the 2,000 milligram dose is twice clinical dose. The clinical dose of taurine generally considered to be 1,000 milligrams, so completely smash that out of the water in the Westside Strong. Then we get into our, actually, you know what? I'm gonna skip over caffeine anhydrous for a second. We'll get back to that in a second. Let's go to acetyl L-Tyrosine. Acetyl L-Tyrosine crosses the blood-brain barrier, helps with mental focus and cognition. Helps you get in the zone when you're trying to move that lightweight like bags of feathers, baby. 150 milligrams is quite a small dose of acetyl L-Tyrosine. We have seen acetyl L-Tyrosine dosed up to like 750 milligrams in pre-workouts. But that being said, there is no real clinical dose for acetyl L-Tyrosine. Some people respond really well to quite low doses of acetyl L-Tyrosine, even like 50 to 100 milligrams, whereas some people respond really well to the higher doses, like the 750 milligrams. But the people that generally respond well to the lower doses don't respond well to the high doses. So acetyl L-Tyrosine is kind of one of those ingredients where it's like, it really depends on the individual. Moving right along, we're moving back. Now we can get into the stimulants. So caffeine anhydrous, 275 milligrams of caffeine anhydrous, obviously in there as your central nervous system stimulant. That's not the only source of caffeine in this here Westside Strong. We've actually got 3 different types. The next being caffeine citrate. For viewers at home who are unaware, caffeine citrate is caffeine bonded to citric acid. It yields about 33% caffeine, 67% citric acid, depending on how it's bonded, but that's a general rule of thumb. So we're talking about an extra 20 grams of caffeine from the caffeine citrate, in addition to the 275 of caffeine anhydrous. So we're up to 295 already. The benefit, the physiological benefit of caffeine citrate is it actually works faster than caffeine anhydrous. So it hits you quicker than caffeine anhydrous tends to hit you. Moving right along to the third and final source of caffeine, we've then got dicaffeine malate, aka Infinergy caffeine. Now this one is a bond of 2 caffeine molecules bonded with malic acid, which yields about 75% caffeine, 25% malic acid. So once again, we've got just over another 20 grams of caffeine. So we're up to 315 milligrams per scoop total caffeine. Now the physiological benefit of the Infinergy of the dicaffeine malate is that it acts slower than caffeine anhydrous. So we've got the 3 types of caffeine. One of them acts faster than caffeine anhydrous. Then we've got caffeine anhydrous. Then we've got one that acts slower than caffeine anhydrous. So you can kind of see that the sources of caffeine have been specifically chosen to give you this kind of sustained release of caffeine, the central nervous system stimulant. Moving right along, we then get into the final ingredient in this here Westside Strong, which is the black pepper extract, aka bioperine, in the clinical 5 milligram dose. That's going to help your body absorb all of these active ingredients. Got yourself some artificial colors, artificial flavors. And that's what's in it. So I love reviewing, full disclosure, pre-workout supplements, because we know exactly what's in it and we know the exact doses, so we can tell you what is properly dosed, what is overdosed, what is underdosed, and we can see on paper how a certain product is going to look, which becomes particularly important when we're looking at pre-workout supplements. Couple of things that you guys will have noticed straight from the top: underdosed in a couple of ingredients, citrulline malate, beta-alanine in particular. Missing specifically because it is a strength-based, powerlifting-based pre-workout supplement, missing ingredients to help with muscular power. Straight from the top. You can see that straight from the top. Let me now tell you why. Because we did sit down, you guys that follow TMJ in the USA and our Raw vlogs would know that we did sit down with the owner of Westside Barbell, the famous, world famous Louis Simmons. This supplement being Louis Simmons approved. It does say, where does it say? It says it's somewhere. There it is, right on the edge. Louis Simmons approved. It's got his autograph on this shit. And we said to Louis, Louis, what is going on with the Westside Strong, man? And Louis did break it down for us, and these were his justifications for some of the dosages being underdosed of particular ingredients and the lack of something to help with muscular power. The first was the citrulline malate. He said, as a power lifter, you don't want so much nitric oxide production that your muscle pumps start to affect your lifts. So he did put the nitric oxide booster, the citrulline malate, in there primarily to help with nutrient delivery to working muscles. That's why there's not a stupid dose of citrulline malate where it's going to start giving you too much of a muscle pump that's going to negatively affect your lifts, but there is enough in there to have a positive effect on nutrient delivery to working muscles. Similarly with beta-alanine in particular, he said we didn't put a big dose of beta-alanine because we don't want the athletes to get the side effect of the tingles, which can put them on and affect their lifts, but we do want the anti-fatigue effect of the beta-alanine, and in particular a muscular endurance enhancing effect of the beta-alanine, which is why they put taurine in there as well, because powerlifting and strength-based workouts tend to be quite long. So that's the justification for the massive dose of taurine and the slightly underdosed beta-alanine to still give the effect of muscular endurance, but not the side effect of the tingles. Finally, the reason behind not putting a muscular power inducing ingredient in this pre-workout, and I was actually very happy to hear this, is Louis believes in dosing with creatine post-workout with carbohydrates, which is what I've been preaching for years. So I was very happy to see that, and viewers at home would know that I'm not a big fan of creatine in particular in pre-workouts, because I do believe that the best time to take it is post-workout with carbohydrates, and that is the exact reason why Louis left creatine monohydrate, or any ingredient to help with muscular power out of this here Westside Strong, because he believes in taking it post-workout. In terms of how it tastes, how it mixes, comes in one flavor, comes in blue slushy. Got myself a brand spanking new tub of this here Westside Strong, infamous MassiveJoes taste and mixability test about to go down. Of course, gotta bro punch this bitch in. Viewers at home, the double punch. I'm gonna open this up for you real quick. Now you will notice straight from the top, as most supplements that do contain quite a significant dose of beta-alanine, is you are gonna get a little bit of clumping in this product. So you can see that. It's not a completely fine powder, keeping in mind that they're only using 14% artificial colors, flavors, sweeteners, and 80, what does that mean? 86% active ingredients, so you are gonna get a bit of clumping. So do not fear, the clumping is not that big a deal. Gonna take myself one scoop of this here Westside Strong. Let's flip that around. Of this here Westside Strong. Throw this bitch in this bitch and let it rain, let it rain. A few flicks of the wrist, man. Let me show you guys how it mixes. Refresh my memory on how this blue slushy tastes, man. Damn it, I jumped the gun. I forgot to show you guys how it mixes. It smells so damn good. As you can see, just back it up a little bit. As you can see, no floaters. There are some sinkers starting to develop down the bottom. That being said, you just mix it up a little bit more, and it mixes pretty damn near perfectly. So I would go so far as to say blender bowl is not required for this here Westside Strong pre-workout. Now I can refresh my memory on how this blue slushy tastes, man. Those of you who have seen my raw review on Westside Barbell's BCAA supplement, their conjugate BCAA supplement, I made a comment that it was really quite impressive how they were able to get a supplement to taste so good with such a small percentage of artificial colors, flavors, and sweeteners. This is exactly the same, the Westside Strong. We're talking about 14%. We're talking about a 9.9 gram scoop, 8.52 grams of active. So they don't have a lot of room to play with when it comes to flavoring the supplement, sweetening the supplement, and just making it taste good. And somehow their flavor system is really quite remarkable, because that blue slushy it tastes, you know what it tastes? It tastes like a blueberry lemonade flavor is probably what I would put, how I would describe it. And it's really, really nice. It's really, really good. Like, I want to finish, if it wasn't for the 300 milligrams of caffeine, a little bit over, I would finish the rest of that, because it really tastes that good. It's really a nice, refreshing flavor, and how they've managed to make it taste that good with just 14% to play with is really quite phenomenal. But it is I give it one of these. I give it one of these emojis for the flavor of the Westside Strong. In terms of the effects, because that's what you're taking this shit for, man. Specifically been formulated for strength training, specifically been formulated for power lifting. So how does it perform in that regard? There's a couple of things that I personally have experience with this here Westside Strong. And don't get it twisted, I'm not a power lifter. I'm not a strength-based athlete. I do strength-based training and some powerlifting training, but that's not, I train as a bodybuilder, in the hypertrophy rep range as a bodybuilder. But the things that I have noticed, the main thing that I noticed with this here Westside Strong is the energy that you get from it is really quite unique in the fact that it comes on quite quickly, obviously from the caffeine citrate, and it lasts a very long period of time, obviously with the ratio of the caffeine anhydrous and then the infinity in there as well. So the kind of energy that, it's a sort of pre-workout. And I do understand where Louis comes from in this regard, because I know powerlifting training and strength-based training, the workouts are quite long, the rest periods are quite long, but your body needs to be primed and ready to lift for, you know, multiple hours. And I think that's really the biggest effect that I get out of this Westside Strong is just the energy is very long lasting. It feels like you can be in the gym for, 3 hours training, lifting heavy, and still feel phenomenal with it. That's really probably the most unique aspect of this Westside Strong. Not surprisingly, as we've already been through the ingredients, the muscle pumps are really nothing phenomenal. The anti-fatigue is actually quite good with the combination of the beta-alanine and then the overdose taurine. I think it plays into the feeling of just being able to train for hours on end. The muscular endurance is really, really good as well. The mental focus for me, like I mentioned to you guys, it's a personal thing. I'm the sort of person where I respond very well to big doses of acetyl L-Tyrosine. So I respond well to like 500 milligrams and above. So the 150 milligrams, to be honest with you guys, didn't do a lot for me personally in terms of mental focus, but the other people that have used it here at MJHQ, specifically some of our powerlifters, really enjoyed the mental focus effect they got from the 150 milligrams of acetyl L-Tyrosine in the Westside Strong. But the unanimous feedback that we got was just the feeling of just being able to train and train and train and train for a really sustained period of time, not having to worry about fatiguing, not having to worry about your any post-workout crash or anything like that, was really quite unique. So guys, if you're in the market for a new pre-workout supplement that has been approved by the world famous Louis Simmons, designed by Westside Barbell Performance Nutrition, specifically with powerlifting and strength-based training, those long powerlifting strength-based workouts in mind, you have to give yourself some of this Westside Strong and go. Guys, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, man. If you're watching this on the mobile, don't forget to turn your post notifications on so you don't miss a beat when it comes to the MassiveJoes YouTube channel. And guys, that is MassiveJoes RAW review on the all new Westside Strong pre-workout in the house. And I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com. Stay